The only thing I can say is depending upon what Marathon and what the hospital comes back with, you know, as well as what the city and the fire chief wants to do. Yeah, that's where we are right now.
Does your gut tell you that? And I understand Marathon, the hospital, all of that, but we may or may not have that answer Saturday morning. Does your gut tell you that the volunteers will stick with us for a while as long as we have this good faith effort, or do you? Because, you know, the hospital's supposed to let me know Friday. That doesn't mean they're going to let me know Friday, but they're supposed to. It might be Monday. I guess that's the question. Is to
if a 911 call comes in Saturday,
I understand.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need to know.
And Stockdale EMS is toned out because that's what it says.
Right. I think this deal on the deal right now says, okay, let's play like Stockdale EMS closes. What does the sheriff do October the 1st? That's what.
The answer to your question, in visiting with the county commissioner from my office is, and it's my understanding, as long as the funds are available to compensate our volunteers for their efforts, that they will still be in action. And the answer to the question is, as of October 1st, yes, they'll still be in action. Because there are funds available with the new budgets coming together that will be able to operate it for another length of time, and you will not be faced with the decision of do I or do I not dispatch in the same manner we're doing right this moment.
Now we might be in a totally different situation come November the 1st.
Correct.
Because by November the 1st, the pieces should pretty well have fallen into place.
Well, I think being a resident of Stockdale, the Commissioner's Court needs to come up with the alternative plan just in case October the 1st there's nothing there. It's our last court date. We need to have something that tells the dispatchers if everything goes afoul, here's what we need to do.
Well, that's not a bad plan.
I mean, because you can't blame it on the Sheriff's Department. All of a sudden they call and we find out Friday there's no more Stockdale EMS, and then somebody calls, what are we going to do? And we're trying to...
Well, that's a good point, because if in fact, and I feel very confident Mr. Tittle will contact me, but if the answer is to the negative, then you're right. That's a crushing blow that we probably won't be able to recover from.
Because Commissioner Wiley and myself, as in layman's terms, there's no use us beating a dead horse anymore.
Are they willing to come up with funds? Are they coming up with supplies?
With some in-kind things, supplies and so forth. They're not willing to come up with funds, but to me it doesn't matter if we know we're short money. Whatever they do, if it reduces the amount that we're short, then it doesn't matter whether it's a check or whether it is supplies or training or whatever. If it reduces the amount of money that we have to spend out of the budget for EMS.
Well, the problem that we're going to run into is coming October the 1st, just in case Stockdale don't respond to those calls.
Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, I get a call from Mr. Hittle, and he says, Friday morning, he says, I'm sorry, Commissioner, but our legal counsel took another look at this, and we have determined that we cannot support this in any form or fashion.
So now we're going to put a burden on Floresville and Livonia?
Well, but they don't have the manpower to cover it.
I know that.
And therein lies the problem. You know, the dilemma is there's an accident in Pandora, in between Pandora and Nixon, and someone is severely injured. The Sheriff's Department might get support, but then if Floresville comes out to support the Sheriff's Department, and then there's a problem over here. But for me, along with that, or you've got a domestic violence situation the Sheriff's Office responds to, and someone's injured, and any of the number of things associated with the Sheriff's Department. And of course, you've got, as we used before, you've got Grandma who has a heart attack out in the cornfield, out by Union Valley or something, and she dies because no one's there, then the commissioner and the commissioner's court is going to hear and hear it loud. And,
Well, our biggest concern is, come October 1st, we get a call, we tone out Stockdale EMS, we get no response whatsoever. Who do we contact then?
Do just like you do with Eagle Creek. Whenever they don't respond now, the next nearest. Eventually, you're gonna run out of ambulances.
Well, that's what I'm,
Yeah, they
you know,
won't take it.
what if Floresville doesn't respond? What if Lavernia doesn't respond? Then where do we go?
I don't know. So that's the
I
problem.
mean, I mean, we could have 30, 45 minutes go by
Nobody responds.
and nobody responds, and then what do we do? Say, sorry, we don't have anybody?
and the
Call your own?
the strain that puts on your dispatchers, because you've got, you know, some mother on the phone crying whatever because
Right.
she's got a child that's this or that, or a husband on the floor with a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of stress and a lot of strain.
I mean, an emergency situation, 5 minutes seems like 45 minutes.
Yes, sir.
You know,
45 minutes seems like
forever, you know. So,
I just think we need, I kind of agree with Ray, we need to get an answer pretty quick. I mean, I know you wait till Thursday, but
well, no,
that don't give us much time to make a decision what we're gonna do.
Well, and we can't. All we can do that I can see is that we can have a fallback position that says, if I get an answer to the negative on Friday, and Mr. Aiken talks to his folks and they say, look, ESD didn't pass, we're not getting support, we're out of here, so then I guess, you know, we're going to need to contact Leanne to start. So at least, or you, Sheriff, however you want it, just to say, look, Stockdale's not going to be there.
well,
It's going to be a haphazard
yeah,
situation.
we'll have to know Friday, you know.
But if the answer is no, what does the dispatchers do? That's what we need to know. They can't, I mean, we can't blame the little girl, the person, I'm not saying little, but whoever answers the phone, it's not, they can't take the blame. It's got to be, here is what we do. We need to say, whatever it is it, sorry folks, there's no EMS service out in your area, you'll have to do the best you can, or is it, like Edwin said, call the nearest one, call Floresville, call Lavernia, but somewhere there has to be something that the dispatch can tell people.